Hi there, you guys. My name is Amber, and I'm going to do a review of the Coleman Saluspa Tahiti. And it's an inflatable hot tub that I got during quarantine. And before I get started, I'll say that it is awesome. I love it. It's nice and hot. My kids and I use it twice a day, so it's given us a lot of relaxation and enjoyment during this crazy time. But the setup was nonsense, and I had many frustrations, and so I thought I would make a video. If anybody else is getting one of these, maybe it'll help you out and eliminate some of those things. So the first thing is there's this instruction manual, and the installation is just this single page, and it's all pictures. There's no words at all. So the first part was pretty easy. You take this inflatable tube, you hook it into the pump, and you hook it into the spa, and you turn it on, and it inflates the tub. So prior to that, though, I wasn't even sure if the pump was working. I plugged it in several times, and I couldn't see it power on or not. So I took it inside to see if my outlet wasn't working, and it still was kind of hard because it's you can't tell if it's a button or a finger sensor. It's a finger sensor, so you just have to set your finger on what you want to do, and it takes about 2 or 3 seconds, and then it will beep and light up. So I had to work with my 16-year-old daughter for some brainstorming to try to figure out if the thing was even going to turn on. And then when I came back out here, the reason that I couldn't see it out here is because it was so sunny and so bright I couldn't even see the light. So luckily I saw it in a shadow and realized that it was working. So once we got that figured out, then we were able to put the pump in, hit the air button, and then the spa pumps up very easily in a short amount of time. And then the next thing is you're supposed to pump up this inner ring, which might seem like common sense, but I was just trying to follow the directions, and I didn't realize the inner ring is supposed to go inside the lid of the hot tub. So I pumped it up outside of the lid. So I pumped this piece up first, and then realized it's supposed to go inside of this piece. So then I had to try to jam it in after it had already been pumped up. So put the inner piece inside when it's not pumped up, and then you'll pump it up, and you use that same air pump in order to do that. Okay, and then this part was really frustrating because it just says to hook the pump to the spa. And you set the pump next to the spa, and it looks like there's 3 things that all line up. So it was hard for me to get in there at the right angle, and it says, you know, make sure that you get them on there nice and tight so they don't leak. So I was trying to get it wedged in, and the cord has to reach the other side, and we have this deck here, so it was kind of hard to get it all lined up. But then I thought I finally got it lined up, and so I went ahead and added the filters. You pull the plugs off, put the filters on there. That's really easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then I started filling it with water. And my son said, Mom, there's lots of water leaking out over here on the side. And so I went over there, and sure enough, there's a big hole in the side, an intentional hole. All the water is just rushing out from 2 different places because I didn't realize there was 2 other nozzles that were supposed to be connected. I still can't see in the picture how you're supposed to know that. There is actually a tube there, but I didn't even realize that. So there's another tube that you have to connect as well. I'm recording here on a computer, so I'm going to take this over here, and I'm going to see if I can show you down here. And again, because it had to be connected to the wall for the electrical, and then down here on the cement so that it doesn't break through on the deck because it's over 1,500 pounds once it's full. There's this tube here that I didn't realize that you are supposed to connect here and then around the side. I'll take you around the other side and show you the pump over here. So again, I have a tree and I have this electrical cord trying to work down in this space down here. So you do have to screw all of those things on to the right components and make sure that you get that clear tubing as well on there. So I had water coming out there, and I had water coming out there. So thankfully my 7-year-old son was able to see that, and I was able to quickly try to plug it and get back on track. So the other thing is that it comes with this LED light, which is pretty cool. You are supposed to unscrew it, and I think it takes a couple of AAA batteries in there. I had my 16-year-old try to figure this out while I was working on something else. because I'd unscrewed it and I tried to pull it apart and I couldn't get it to pull apart. And so I asked her, how did you finally do that? And she said, oh, I just had to like jam something in there and wedge it open. It shouldn't be that hard, and there were no directions. And so eventually she got that. It's a cool light. You just push it here to make it go. It's not working right now. We've only had it 3 days and it already ran out. I don't think we left it on. So anyways, just know that it doesn't last very long, so maybe just use it at night. But when you push it one time, then it cycles through all the colors. If you push it a second time, it'll stay solid on whatever color you want. And if you want to turn it off, you just hold it down. And then I did see another video which I thought was funny. It has the ability to screw into something, but the guy on the video nor I can figure out anywhere where this is supposed to screw in. So it does float in the hot tub, which is kind of fun. I also noticed too that it will push straight down into the plug in the bottom if you just want to hold it kind of down in a set space down on the bottom. So that's an option as well. The light's fun. I would say one of the most annoying things was the chemical Chem Connect is what this is called here, and it kept saying that you could use this with the spa, but it didn't tell you if the chemicals came with the spa or if you had to go buy the chemicals. If you did have to go buy the chemicals, what chemicals you were supposed to buy. And so I found out eventually that it said it does not come with the chemicals, and so I went to Walmart and tried to figure out what I was supposed to use, and it just talks about chlorine tabs. And so from what I could tell, there was only one kind of chlorine tabs, and so I got these guys. And then when we tried to get this open, it was wedged in there. It wouldn't open. I had to get 2 different butter knives on 2 sides and try to snap it open. Now I can get it open and closed. And I keep filling it with some, so I took these tabs that I got from Walmart, and they are huge chlorine tabs. So again, I just haven't done this before. And so I don't have the information, but these guys are ginormous. This was all I could even see that they had, but clearly that does not fit in there. And then put this on the top, and so I shattered some with a hammer and then put the little chunks in here to seal, to put this back in here to get a little bit of chlorine in there. So again, I just feel like that there's so many of these things that should have been a lot easier, and without directions, just trying to figure it out on your own, it made it difficult and frustrating to get everything working the way that it should. But once we got it going, it did work out really nicely. And I'll just kind of show you over here. So what you do is, it's just the finger sensor, and you tap that. You have to hold that down and it should turn on. So let's see if I can get it to power on here while I'm doing the video. Maybe it won't. There we go. So I hit the power button, and you just tap it and hold it for like 3 seconds and it comes on. Then you can set the temperature, and we just have it set for 100 right now, but it goes up to 104. And then if you want to do the jets, then you just hit this air bubble, and it has nice, good jets that work, and it stays nice and hot. Tap that again, and then you can also tap the heating device to get it heating again. So anyway, hopefully those tips help you out. I would absolutely purchase this again. It's been great. I just wish that I had somebody help me out with the installation so I didn't have all the frustration. Good luck.